Why do all whales fear the mighty orca? Orcas, commonly known as sea carnivores, are incredible animals. They are huge, black and white, and extremely intelligent. One of the most astonishing features of orcas is their hunting skills. They do not hunt at random, their techniques vary based on what they are hunting. They typically hunt in groups, with each member given a certain task to help in capturing their prey. When chasing sharks, for example, orcas will disorient them, making it more difficult for the sharks to escape. Orcas create a circle of bubbles around smaller fish, confusing and trapping them. When hunting larger species such as whales, orcas adopt a considerably more aggressive approach. They take turns chasing, biting, and ramming the whale to tear it down. They may even block the whale's breathing hole to make it drown after a long chase. However, not all whales are simple for orcas to catch. The blue whale, for example, is Earth's largest animal, weighing more than 190 tons. Orcas have tried to hunt blue whales but have never succeeded. Despite its size, the blue whale manages to swim away from the orcas. However, young whales are far more vulnerable to orcas. Humpback whales, interestingly, have been observed protecting the calves of other whale species from orcas. Orcas will consume only the tongue of a humpback whale calf, leaving the rest of it for other animals, most likely because the tongue is the most nutritious portion. Orcas have some natural enemies. For example, giant whales can pose a threat to orcas. Orcas frequently hunt mother and calf giant whales, but avoid adult male giant whales since they are quite powerful. The giant whale's tail is extremely strong, and a single strike can injure or even harm an orca. Giant whale teeth may potentially be used to defend against orcas. Another animal capable of challenging orcas is the great white shark. Orcas have only one natural predator, great white sharks. If a shark attacks first, its sharp teeth can cut through the orca's skin. However, orcas have a unique method of hunting sharks. They utilize their big tails to lift the shark to the top of the water. Then, the orca flips the shark over, which paralyzes it and makes it easier to hunt. Other sea species, such as crocodiles, can be a threat to orcas, although not in the same sense. Crocodiles have powerful jaws that can injure orcas, but they are not wide enough to fully strike them. As a result, sea crocodiles often pose little threat to orcas. Orcas use a variety of hunting strategies depending on their prey and surroundings. One fascinating strategy is to hunt seals that are lying on ice. The orcas work together to generate a wave that sweeps the seals into the ocean, where they are easily caught. Orcas may repeat this technique several times until achieving success. In addition to being skilled hunters, orcas are also known for their playful nature. They have been observed playing with their prey, such as seals, almost like they are toys. This playfulness is not just for fun, it also helps teach younger orcas how to hunt. Orcas have been seen tossing around seals, turtles, stingrays, and even penguins, treating them as toys during play. Sometimes, orcas can even show playful behavior towards humans. For example, an orca named Luna became so used to human interaction that it would play with people, much like a dog might. But despite their playful behavior, orcas are still wild animals and mighty predators. They can be unpredictable. One famous orca, Tilikum, was involved in taking the life of 3 people, including a trainer. This shows that, while orcas can seem friendly, but we should be careful because they can also be threatening, especially when they feel provoked. Even in aquariums, orcas can display their natural hunting behaviors. They might even bait birds by tossing fish pieces into the air to lure them in. This behavior is part of their hunting skills, and it is important to remember that orcas are always wild animals. If you ever come across an orca, especially one that has been around humans for a long time, it's best to stay away. To them, humans could look like another seal, and their playful side could turn into a hunt at any moment. Overall, orcas are highly intelligent, powerful, and skilled hunters. They have many different ways of hunting depending on the type of prey and the environment they are in. While they can be playful at times, they are still fierce predators of the sea, with few rivals in the wild. Even animals like the great white shark, which are both powerful in their own right, don't always stand a chance against the might of the orca.